Hi everyone and welcome to this my video on an introduction to differential equations, part of a specialist maths course here in Australia. Really? Australia or Austria? No, Australia. It's fine. And I'm speaking with a British accent. It is all good. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Darren from Maths Guru. Yes, my little corner of the interweb. Hopefully this finds you well. Now, this is part of a specialist maths course, of course, but it's universal because maths is a constant. That joke never gets old. It gets old like me. Behind me are our learning objectives. Know what a differential equation is. Understand how to verify a solution to a differential equation. And in many cases, a lot of this stuff is stuff you've already done. But did you know that your CAS can make it so much easier for you? Yeah, I know. Why don't we show you this earlier? Now, it's basically a new topic for specialist maths, yeah? But again, it's nothing new in terms of content. We're going to look at what a differential equation is, and most importantly, how to solve them. And you're probably going, hold on, I already know how to solve them. If you're doing methods, if you're doing just basic differentiation and integration, you probably already know this stuff. But bear with me, it gets a little bit more tricky. All right, so there are lots of practical real-world applications, and ultimately that's what you're going to find in an exam. All right, so this is the building blocks to lead to something much, much bigger. Now, don't get lulled into a false sense of security, as I say here, because realistically speaking, what starts easy, and we love a bit of easy, gets more difficult. So these are examples of differential equations, and basically a differential equation contains derivatives of a particular function or variable. Okay, so if it's got a dy by dx or a d squared y by dx squared, these are differential equations, and ultimately you would be looking to integrate both sides of these or all of it to go back to our original function that begins y equals. Because once we know that, we can sketch it, we can look at it, we can find areas under it. There's all sorts of different things that we can actually do. Now, before we go any further, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel and could, that would be massive. Why? Well, who watches math videos? Nobody. All right, I sit here and talk to myself in the vague hope that one day I'll go viral. Yeah, not going to happen. But hopefully I'll help lots of students out there like you. So clicking that subscribe button and head over to Maths Guru where you can download all of this stuff as well. Right, general solutions. Now, when we take this example here, for example, to work through what's happening, we end up with y is the integral of cos x dx, and we get y equals sine x plus c. Now, what's really, really important here is the plus c. Why? Well, at the moment, this is what we call a general solution. There are lots and lots of graphs that have y equals sine x plus 2, y equals sine x plus 6, y equals sine x minus 7. All of those will give me this gradient function here, because remember, this c is really just a movement up or down, and we have to take that in count. We've got to go from a general solution to a particular solution using the maths that we've got before. Now, we're going to start with something relatively simple here. And what they might turn around and say is, well, can you verify that a particular expression is a solution to a differential equation? And generally speaking, by substitution. Now, there are loads and loads of different ways of doing this. But if we look at the idea here, that verify that y equals a e to the x minus 1 is a solution to that differential equation. Now, what the textbook suggests is, and you're going to say, what textbook? Cambridge textbook. Thank you very much, Cambridge, for allowing me to use your resources. You guys absolutely rock. So very, very grateful. Is if we start with dy by dx is equal to x plus y, let's look at the left-hand side, let's look at the right-hand side and see if they are, in fact, equal to each other. dy by dx. Well, how on earth am I going to find dy by dx? Well, we know from the equation that y is equal a e to the x minus 1. So we know that dy by dx, by differentiating, is going to give me, a e to the x minus 1. All right, there we go. So now let's substitute. Let's take this and put it in here, because we know the differential of that function is now a e to the x minus 1. I'm going to put a set of equal sign in there. And then let's look at the right-hand side. We've got x. Well, okay, let's do x plus y. Do I know what y is? Well, yeah, of course you know what y is. They told me here. All right, so again, to me, mathematical trickery, but a lot of math teachers get upset when I say that. So I will continue saying it because it makes me chuckle. There we go. Oh, hold on a moment. They cancel. So I've got a plus x here and a minus x here. So if we write that out, a e to the x minus 1 is equal to a e to the x minus 1. And so therefore, we have verified it. You're now going, what on earth am I watching? I'm going, this is very exciting. But there we go. Now it goes on to say hence, and we love the word hence because that means, generally speaking, use the information that you've got. Find a particular solution to the differential equation given that y0 equals 3. Well, again, that's giving you a coordinate there. They're saying that when x equals 0, y is equal to 3. Can we find a particular solution? And in that situation, it's saying, well, can we now find the value of a? Oh, we can do that. So hopefully I've got enough room left in my calculator, in my space here. So we've got y is equal to a e to the x minus 1. But we now know that y is 3 is equal a e to the 0 minus 0 minus 1. So continue this over here. 3 is equal to e to the 0 is 1, a minus 1. So a in this situation must equal 4. And so there we go, we've got my particular solution. What am I going to do? Am I just going to leave it like that? Nope, please don't. And so with their set of force, say that y would equal to 4 e to the x minus 1. That's my particular solution and is only true given that information there. All right, give me a different one of these, we would have a different particular solution. Something simple? Easy. Verify that y equals e to the 2x is a solution of the differential equation. Ooh, hold on a moment. Yeah. D squared y by dx squared. Just double differential. Oh, okay then. Now when I tend to do these questions, I say, right, well, let's say we've got y here is equal to, what is that? E to the 2x. So we know that dy by dx. And notice I don't write y dashed. I could write y dashed, but because they're using the, d squared y by dx squared and dy by dx, I'm going to use the same notation, so that becomes 2e to the 2x, and then d squared y by dx squared gives me 4e to the 2x. So that's almost my side working now. Can we suggest, or can we do that? Let's see what we've got. So we've got d squared y. So all I'm doing now is taking this equation on the left-hand side and seeing whether it does come out to be equal to 0. So we've got 4e to the 2x. I'm going to add to that dy by dx, which is 2e to the 2x, and I'm going to take away 6 lots of y. Well, y was e to the 2x, and we're going to say that's going to be 4. So add those two together, it's going to be 6e to the 2x minus 6e to the 2x. That does in fact equal 0. My left-hand side and my right-hand side are equal, and so we now know that this here is a solution to that differential equation just by substitution. Do they do these in VCAR exams? Of course they do. Are they this easy? Sometimes. I have seen something like this. Verify that that is a solution to that too. Ooh. Verify that that can be a solution to that differential equation. All right, we can do that. So again, I do my working out on the side normally. So I've got, whoops, let's not do y is equal to ae to the 2x plus be to the minus 3x. So dy by dx is going to be 2ae to the 2x minus 3be to the minus 3x. And we've got d squared y on dx squared is equal to, so 4ae to the 2x plus 9be to the minus 3x. Now again, that one there is interesting. There's lots of positives and negatives and all sorts of stuff going around. So let's see if we can, in fact, now work out what this is right. So we've got d squared y by dx squared. So all I'm doing now is substituting into that equation there to see if we do, in fact, get the answers we're expecting. Change my pen color is going to give me, right, 4ae to the 2x plus 9be to the minus 3x. Thank you. That's d squared y plus dx squared. I'm going to add a dy by dx, which is add a 2a e to the 2x minus 3b e to the minus 3x. Running out of room, so let's squeeze that over there for a moment. And what do we got to do then? Minus 6 lots of y. So minus 6a e to the 2x minus 6b e to the minus 3x. So let's see what all that comes to be. Right, I've got 4a e to the 2x. So I've got a 4a e to the 2x plus a 2a e to the 2x gives me 6a e to the 2x, which I'm now taking away those. So those there, he says not wishing to do that in pen. Let's do that. They disappear. I got 9b e to minus 3x minus 3 minus 6. They also disappear. And so in which case that does in fact equal 0. And so it is also a solution of my differential equation. Find the constants a and b if y equals e 4x, y equals e to the power of 4x, brackets 2x plus 1 is a solution to the differential equation below. All right, okay, now, again, to me, this all feels just a little bit more formulaic. Hopefully, I've got enough room to be able to do this. Let's see what happens. Right, we have y is equal to, what is that? E to the 4x, 2x plus 1. So, dy by dx. Well, the easiest way to do this is probably to do the product rule. So we've got u times v dashed plus v times u dashed, which is going to give me 4e to the 4x. And let's make that simpler. So 2e to the 4x plus 4e to the 4x multiplied by 2x plus 1. All right, so let's see whether we can simplify that. We've got e to the 4x. So let's take 2 out of that. So we've got 2e to the 4x, which is going to give me 1, plus 2 lots of 2x plus 1, which is going to give me 2e to the 4x, 4x plus 3. There we go. Whew. There we go. So that's dy by dx. Now we've got to do it all again for d squared y. So d squared y by dx squared. I've got a horrible feeling I'm going to run out of room here. So again, we've got u times v dash, which is going to be 4, plus v times u dash, which is going to give me 8e to the 4x. Now, again, shortcutting this just a little bit, when I simplify that, I actually get 32e to the 4x of x plus 1. Now, I'm just doing this so that I don't have huge amounts of stuff and screen real estate taken up. Right, let's see, where do we go now? So, find the constants a and b if that is true. So, d squared y by dx squared, we now have that as 32e to the 4x, x plus 1, yep, minus a lots of dy by dx. So, minus, so if we times all that by a, we can get minus 2 lots of a e to the 4x, 4x plus 3. What have I got here? Plus b lots of y, which is going to be b lots of e to the 4x, 2x plus 1. And we know that that's equal to 0, okay? They've told us it's equal to 0. What can we do now? Well, we can cancel all of those e to the 4x's. E to the 4x goes, e to the 4x goes, and e to the 4x goes. So write that out a little bit simpler. So we're going to 32x plus 32 minus 2a times 4x is going to be minus 8ax. And that's going to give me minus 6a plus 2bx plus, what have we got? Plus b is equal to 0. My brain did a little bit of a boop, boop. Right, now, looking at this, what do we actually see? Well, if we take x out as a factor, we get 32 minus 8a plus 2b. And then what do we get left? We get plus 32 minus 6a plus b equals 0. Well, there's no x term, so just using the fact that we got equality on both sides, there's no x terms on this. So that there must be 0. So we get 32 minus 8a plus 2b is equal to 0. But also, this is 0 as well. I don't know, I've got a closed bracket there, but anyway. We also know then that 32 minus 6a plus b is also equal to 0. Now, how are we going to do this? Well, I'm not going to do this by hand. I could do it, but it's highly unlikely that that would be necessary. So let's open up my calculator. Sorry to the Casio, try that one again. The ClassPad users. My ClassPad license seems to have expired, and it's just very embarrassing to have to go back to Casio and say, can I have another license, please? So, the functionality is pretty similar. So I'm going to go menu, algebra, solve system of equations, 2 equations, but I'm going to do a comma b in this one here. Put in my equations, 32 minus 8a plus 2b, is that? Equals 0. And let's see what comes out from here. 32 minus 6a plus b is also equal to 0. Hit enter and I get a is 8 and b is 16. Why do I know they're the right answers? Because if it come out in decimals, I would have cried. But it said a was equal to 8 and b was equal to 16. And life is a good one. So there we go. So pretty much that was the hardest example that Cambridge had in their books. And I don't see how it could get much harder if you're just looking at, they're giving you the y equals, they're asking you for differentiate and differentiate again, and it's really just an algebra exercise. And I'm done. Now, did we know what a differential equation is? Yes, it's something with dy by dx, or d squared y by dx squared on. Understand how to verify a solution, or d squared y on dx squared. I don't know whether I said that right. Anyway, understand how to verify a solution is a differential equation. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this has been useful. If it has, tell your mates, tell your teachers, sign up to mathsguru.com for free, and head over to YouTube and just give me a like and a subscribe. That would be awesome. More videos coming. I'll see you in those. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.